My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 20 February 2023. The pivot: no substitute for prayer. The indicative of our reflection: the world of today bothers so much to develop intelligence and knowledge, but it miserably lacks and fails in wisdom. It does not realize that wisdom is the most important need. In the Gospel, we have a very vivid description of a boy possessed by an unclean spirit. It makes him deaf and mute. It seizes him violently and often throws him down, rolling around. He foams at the mouth, grinds his teeth, and becomes rigid. Often, it throws him into fire and water to kill him. This exactly represents our present society. It is a society that is possessed by unclean spirits. The signs and effects are quite obvious. Many have an unclean spirit. They are so polluted and corrupted. Many are deaf and mute. They cannot hear God and good. They do not pay attention at all. They have neither the time nor the heart to listen to others. They are mute. They do not speak God and good. They do not raise their voice to stand for justice or to offer comfort to others. These possessed people are violent. They emit foam and fury. They grind their teeth in hatred and retaliation. They are so rigid and hard-hearted. They throw themselves down, roll around, and make a mess of things. They create scenes and fear in others. Often, these become self-ruinous and ruin others as well. Therefore, the world needs healing. And as we are God's chosen people, the world may turn to us for healing before they approach the Lord. It is sad that often we too fail, just as the disciples failed to drive out the unclean spirit. When asked, Jesus plainly tells them that the failure to heal is due to the lack of prayer. Matthew adds in 17:21 fasting to prayer. Therefore, it is clear that it is only prayer that can drive out the demon. Prayer is surrender to God in faith. Perhaps this is what the disciples lacked and so failed. They trusted in themselves. Perhaps they were complacent. They forget that their power is not their own. It is derived from the Lord and is delegated by Him. Therefore, their power works only when they depend on their Lord. Perhaps they were also tempted toward self glory. They wanted to display their power before the people. They wanted to make impression on the people about their greatness. In this process, they failed to pray and seek their power from the Lord. In this context, the first reading suggests to us that we need wisdom. Yes, that wisdom that comes from the Lord, which is eternal, prudent understanding, and discerning, and which springs from the fountain of the Word of God. That wisdom is needed to seek our power and light from the Lord on the ground of prayer. And now, the imperative for our life, as gifted with God's power and engaged actively in His mission, we may be in the limelight and popular, but let us always bear in mind that if left to us, we will fail. Let us then never be self seeking.